Swashbucklers, you're listening to Under the Crossbones, episode number 50. My name is Phil Johnson. I'm your host for the show. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is the 50th episode, the Golden Jubilee episode of Under the Crossbones. I decided I wasn't going to do anything like super special for 50. 100 episodes. We're going to do something special. Why did I not do something special for 50? It's only 50. And I had a really busy week. So there you go. Like today, I've been trying to figure out why one of my websites disappeared. It's things like that just come up out of, like, I had lots of stuff to do today, but I spent an hour and a half trying to figure out where my website went. Not the Under the Crossbones website. You can go see that. That's at underthecrossbones.com. That's fine. It was my artist website, my performance website at roadsideattraction.com. That one went missing. But it's up in some format now. So if you go to roadsideattraction.com, right now you can see a whole bunch of my videos, which is fun. So anyway, number 50, right? Fun fact about 50. Now, we all know there's 50 states. 50 is the golden anniversary, right? Here's a better fact. In the movie Speed, Keanu Reeves had to keep the bus above 50 miles an hour to keep the bomb from blowing up. So that is far more important than, like, knowing how many states we have or, things like that. So 50, if you haven't seen Speed, don't bother. It really wasn't that good. Anyway, my guests today are Chris Borden and Brittany Roberts of Under the Black Flag, and they are a combat entertainment troupe. Now, this was something I was curious about because I don't know what combat entertainment is. I mean, I see it at the festivals and things like that, but what goes into combat entertainment is way more than you might think it is. So we have a really cool discussion about stage combat and fight choreography and the special underlying stuff that goes into that you may not even notice if you're an audience member, right? Just these cool behind-the-scenes kind of things. It's a really great talk. I think you're totally going to dig it. Absolutely appropriate for episode number 50. Other than that, it's been a pretty mellow week for me. I took the week off from gigs. I did a couple interviews, which were really good that we'll have coming up in a few weeks. I went and saw The Life of Pets with my girlfriend, which was about as good as it should have been. It was a premise. I saw the trailers were funny, and but I didn't know how far they could actually take the premise. It's a good premise, but I didn't know how far they could take it, and they could stretch it to a 90-minute film. But yeah, it's pretty good. Go see it. Don't spend a lot to go see it, but it was funny. It was good. And then we just hung out in Monterey for part of the weekend, just like eating pizza. Gianni's Pizza in Monterey. If you're near Monterey, California, go to Gianni's Pizza. It's fantastic. And then go to Gear Deli down on Cannery Row and have a banana split. And you get it with chocolate ice cream, butter pecan ice cream, and Rocky Road. That's what we did. It's really good. So yeah, that was my week. It's been I was working hard behind the scenes kind of stuff, but just nothing exciting happening. I got one other thing to tell you about, and I may bring this up a couple times over the next few months. So if you're not interested, sorry. But if you don't know, a lot of people don't. I'm also a music teacher. I'm a musician, comedian, podcaster. I'm also a music teacher. Have been for about 24 years. And I have a new guitar course that is coming out. It's for beginning guitarists and people who are stuck kind of at that beginning portion where you just go, I kind of play, but I don't know how to play a song. I've got a course coming out for people like that, and it's going to be out in a few months. It's pretty well finished. I'm just working on all the launching kind of stuff. So anyway, if you're interested, if you want to be better at guitar, or if you want to start playing guitar, any of that kind of stuff, just send me an email. Send it over to phil@underthecrossbones.com like normal, and I'll put you on I'll keep you in the loop on when that's happening. All right, but I am going to be back on stage this week, this Tuesday, July 26th. Today, if you're listening to it, the day this comes out, I'll be at the Pioneer Saloon in Woodside, California. July 28th, that's Thursday, I'll be at a show called Cheaper Than Therapy at the Shelton Theater in San Francisco. August 1st, I'll be at the Poet and Patriot in Santa Cruz, California. August 2nd, the Vintage Lounge in Turlock, California. August 4th through 6th, Mother Mary's in Clovis, California, which is down by Fresno. All these are all headline shows. August the 12th at the Sports Basement in San Francisco. August 14 and 20, doing private events. Those you can't come to unless you happen to be going to those private events. And if you're having a private event that you need a comedian for, you got me. that's just give me a buzz. We'll do it. August 15, 16, and 18, I will be at Flappers Comedy Club is in Burbank as part of the Burbank Comedy Festival. August 26th, I will be at the Lucky Penny Community Performing Arts Center in Napa, California, featuring for the very funny Laura Kilmartin. And August 29 to September 3rd, I will be at the World Series of Comedy in Las Vegas, as I am for the last 6 years. It's fun. It's a good time. And Washington, Oregon, Florida, Illinois, those are all coming up. Go to underthecrossbones.com and click on the tour dates button to find out when I am coming to a place near you. If you're digging the show, be sure to join us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/underthecrossbones, twitter.com/undercrossbones, no the in that one. And be sure you're subscribed to the show. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you're listening. Or if you're just on your app, like I use Podcast Addict or Overcast or whatever you're using, just go in there, make sure you're subscribed. Then you don't have to mess around with waiting to see when the show's coming out, because it'll always be out. And of course, you can get all the show notes for this show at underthecrossbones.com/050. And if you are enjoying the show, I hope that you will help keep us afloat, because you are what does that. Now, the first thing that you can do is tell your friends. And that is the most important thing. If you got piratey friends who like piratey talk, go tell your piratey friends about Under the Crossbones. Easy, right? Yes. And if you go to the support page, underthecrossbones.com/support, there's a little PayPal box there. You can drop whatever you like in that donation box. However much this show is worth to you, you decide. The price of a bottle of wine might be nice, or something like that. There's also an Amazon banner. If you click that Amazon banner, you buy yourself something nice. Amazon kicks me back a little something and doesn't change your cost at all. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, if you have a product or service that you think piratey people would enjoy, be a sponsor of the show. It's cheap. It's easy. I'll hook you up. All right? All right, enough of me talking. Let's get to our interview with Chris Borden and Brittany Roberts from Under the Black Flag. So you are a member of Under the Black Flag. First of all, tell me what Under the Black Flag is and what do you guys do?
We are a combat entertainment troupe. Brittany and I both co-partner own the company. What we do is we can create any sort of live combat entertainment, being hand-to-hand or pirate-esque with cutlasses and whatnot. And we also do Galaxy, which would be reference to a place far, far away. We have live combat weapons for that also. We're basically family-friendly entertainment. With the pirate stuff, we like to be historically accurate. We play historical captains, every one of us. We haven't had a fight where we actually have people die. It's everybody gets knocked out or taken out in a way that is entertaining, but can also be brought back around to fight another day.
More family friendly that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't want to scar the children.
No. Yeah, we'll cut you down. That's why we hand them a Luden sword. So
right. And so what kind of events are you guys? Obviously you're doing the pirate festivals, and I know you're doing a Viking festival and probably the Ren fairs and things like that too.
Yes.
What other kind of events do you do?
We've been involved with large birthday parties. We've worked a Boys and Girls Club. We recently did a little gig for Champ Camp near here in California. It was for special burn victims. They have a big camp up there where they have like 160 to 200 kids or young adults who have been involved with burns of different types and degree. And they had a big Star Wars week up there, and they had us come up, and we did a little show for them. And we've also done we did Boys and Girls Club. They had a pirate themed event and had us come out and do a quick fight show up there and meet and greet.
We've even done promotional events for the Fresno City Council and other things and the like.
Yeah, we had a fight in the city hall.
And what was the event that Fresno City Hall needed pirates for?
They were actually giving Blackbeards their 30th anniversary gift.
Okay.
Notoriety.
Yeah, it was notoriety. It was like 30 years of service. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So they had a 30 years of service certification that they were giving them, and we came out and did a fight for them to hand that over. And we've also recently did a relay for life in Exeter.
Oh, nice.
That was a big one. We took the ship out there, and so kids can get on and enjoy themselves, just like we do for all of our Renaissance Fair events.
Nice. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So when somebody hires your company to come out, what you have a ship, what all happens when you head out there?
If we're doing a festival, we range in various packages. Most of the time they would like the ship. It's, being family friendly, something for the kids to climb on. That's what we love about the ship is you take your kids to these festivals or events, and there's some little games or lots for them to see, but the ship gives them an opportunity to have something to just climb on, to interact with physically, and
with no charge.
Yeah, with no charge.
There's the best part right there.
Yeah.
They'll have bounce houses and whatnot at these events, but you have to pay $5 for a ride, or
sure.
And so this is something where the parents come and they are prepared to pay, but then they are surprised to find out that it's just something fun for the kids.
That's great. I imagine any parent is going to be thrilled to get anything for free for their kids.
And then they get 10 minutes of, their sanity back while they get their kids,
Yeah, it's a little recoup time while we babysit. And
that's great. That's
take
great.
care of them, make them little buccaneers.
Nice. So let's dig into the background a little bit. Where do you guys come from, and how do you end up as pirates?
Well, we did a music video called Don't Stop, and we met a fellow named Rod, who was working at Blackbeard's at the time as a pirate.
Okay.
He wanted a little extra time. He was working every weekend, and he wanted to see if we'd help sub in a few days a week.
Oh, okay.
Or a few days a month. So we started helping working as characters at Blackbeard's Family Fun Entertainment.
Okay, and tell me what Blackbeard's is real quick. I've been to Fresno many times, but I haven't been there.
Okay. Have you ever been to like Boomers?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they got go-karts, they have miniature golf, they got water slides and things like that.
A little adventure park.
Yes.
It's pirate based.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So they had pirate characters that would come out and just interact with the kids. It's a fun thing. Well, we did that for a season, and the 30th was coming up, and they wanted something bigger, more extravagant. So their advertiser came to us, and Rod had let them know that I did combat choreography. What they wanted was a big pirate show, and through all the trials and tribulations of what it takes to put together an entire show, and the back and forth and whatnot, we ended up having a tremendous season of being able to write my own show, create an experience at a place with nearly full reign. They give you your limitations and whatnot, what you can and can't do.
Yeah,
but
pretty much all we had to do was release a special clue every week, and we had control over everything else.
Oh, okay.
We got to choose who our other participants were going to be when it came to sword fighting and other pirate characters. We got to choose who was going to be scheduled that day, what we were doing while we were at the adventure park. Pretty much we had our scheduled show times, and Chris got to choreograph all the fights. He got to direct all of the storylines, all the comical jokes, entertainment, and they also provided us with all of our
costumes and weapons.
Yes.
Oh, how nice.
So initially, starting off with that would be quite expensive.
Yeah.
If we weren't prepared, but they helped provide all of that for us and gave us the inspiration and the freedom to create what we needed to.
Oh, that's really great. So here's the costumes. Be here at this time. Don't give the children rum, and everything will be good.
Actually, they never told us that. I'm surprised. Yeah. They just said, don't throw ice at the kids. Pretty much.
But you can give them rum. Okay, that's.
We got to create piratical chaos throughout the adventure park, which was pretty nice. The kids loved it. And we did it freelance at first, and then we just sort of realized how much we loved it. And so the following year, we decided to make it a business.
That's great. Yeah, I imagine if you go through the effort of writing a complete show like that, you might want to reuse it again for something else and elaborate on it. That seems like a really great entry point for that.
It's only been getting better and better, thankfully.
That's great. Now, how did you get into doing fight choreography in the first place?
When I went back to school for acting at College of the Sequoias in Visalia, they have a fantastic theater program there. All of the teachers, they get along. All the different shows that they produce is phenomenal. Yeah. And there was a great teacher there, or there is a great teacher there. His name is Chris Mangles. He introduced me into the stage combat class, and I ended up taking it 4 or 5 times. And it grabbed me. They teach you everything from stage movement in the beginning, just being comfortable on the stage, and then it moves up to safety, and then you get into hand-to-hand, and then you get into rapier, which would be a single sword, and then the broadsword, which is 2-handed weapons. And the first years you just start with that, and then the more times that you take the class, the more weapons he allows to be introduced.
Different
varieties, and the different people that you interact with. You learn what are your actors' limitations and how to help improve your combatants physically, to bring them up to levels where you can do more styles of choreography. A lot of stuff that you see on stage or in movies and things like that, what you learn is you want the choreography to have just about anybody step in and do it. The more you limit what it's going to do with specialized, say like a jump kick or a high kick, because
a
backflip.
Not everyone can do that.
Right.
And you want to be able to use your choreography again and again in the right situation.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to have to hire Jackie Chan every time.
And so that's also what we do when we go and interview other combatants that want to come in is, if they're great people, are great with kids, and checking their acting ability, their social ability. Then it comes down to assessing like what their physical limitations are, and how we can help them either improve on it or build the right character for them.
Yeah, what's nice that what Chris does when he choreographs fights is he does make it to where anybody can fit into that situation. There's about 6 or 7 of us that we can fill in at any moment, any time, to whatever part we're playing. But what we can do that he also allows us is there's certain moments within the show that we can put our particular our
specialization.
Yeah, our specialized move that each of us are capable of. Most of the time, either only 1 or 2 of us can do. Like he has an opportunity where I can do a high kick where other people can't. I think there's only like 2 of us that.
It's me.
No.
I can't kick up past my hip.
We have another guy who can jump like 3 or 4 feet in the air, where it's me. I can probably get a foot off the ground if I, raise my legs up really high to jump. But there's certain things that we can do that anyone who coming to see the show, even if they've seen the show several times, it's going to be different every time depending on who's playing which roles.
Nice. Yeah. So it sounds like there's some variety to it then, just based on who's there. Yeah.
Yes. The fun thing about when we did Blackbeards originally, we did a lot of improv. This actual choreographed fights, they were set in stone, but everything that we did around the actual show, we had a lot
of the banter, the interactions between pirates, which is what we wanted. Is I had about 7 or 8 different pirates, and I made them all choose. They have to choose a historical pirate to be.
Okay.
And they have to research that pirate. and then we had to research each other's pirates. They had to bring us their information, and then we had to look it over and commit it to memory. So that way, when we're interacting with each other on stage, it's always different.
Interesting.
Because you're interacting with a different person.
Mm-hmm. And it's still doing something educational based as well that the kids can listen to.
Right. You have to relate your historical information while you're doing that improv or that interaction with the other pirates.
That's interesting because that seems like a level of detail that in general would be lost on a bunch of people at a theme park, but would somehow sort of lend itself to a level of authenticity that otherwise wouldn't be there, even if they don't realize that's what you're doing.
Exactly. Sometimes they don't realize that they're learning something.
Right.
And there was quite a few people that would show up and actually go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Like Henry Morgan, he was actually he took the pardon and became the governor of Jamaica.
Right.
So you start talking about that, and it was like, oh, well, you became the governor and just chickened out of the whole thing. I don't know why you're just a lazy slob.
And so, which historical pirates do you guys play?
I play Calico Jack Rackham.
Good choice.
I play Anne Bonny.
Nice.
Which is supposed to be his other counterpart.
Right. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
We have a Mary Reed, and we have an Edward Teach, Francois Lolonais.
William
Kidd.
Nice.
And we have a couple of other pirates.
That are up and coming.
Yes.
Okay.
He wants to play a Bellamy. I don't know what. She hasn't picked one yet.
Okay. That's great though, because it's sort of that one sneaking in the educational part of it. And it like I said, it's that level of authenticity that probably people wouldn't realize is necessarily there, but just adds to the whole experience, which I think is really cool. Now,
Thank you.
One of the things I've always found interesting about the difference between stage choreography, fight choreography, and real fencing is how different it is. And because I've been to fencing tournaments, and they're boring as can be to watch.
Well, they're all about saving energy.
Right.
And about just attacking, getting the kill shot. Whereas the stage combat is theatrical. It's showy.
Well, it's the point is to not hit the target.
Right.
Which is always difficult when we have fencers audition, and having to reteach them, because I did a lightsaber fight 1 year for a camera guy. He wanted to record something for his friend who wanted to do the animation for it. And I needed someone that could be a lot flashier than me. I was going to be the brute aggressive type, and he was going to be the flashy martial arts type. And so he actually worked in a dojo, and to have to go back and basically reteach somebody how to not hit you in the face.
Yes. It's like when we did that, there was a ninja demo that we did.
Oh my goodness.
And I have some previous martial art experience. Not a lot, but enough to know something.
Right.
How to hurt me.
But
and you got the high kick out of it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where the
that same gentleman who did the lightsaber fight, he was going to be our hero in the ninja demo. Because, like I said, we needed somebody flashy who could do that, and we were all going to be ganging up on him. But let me tell you, I had so many bruises by the end of that, because he would, turn his attacks to literally defend. And as a stage combatant, we do all of the soft, meaty parts that, when we're blocking, so we don't hurt each other, because we have to be able to do it over and over and over and over again. And if you do it in a realistic point of view, you can only do it so many times before you're out of the game.
Sure.
So there's a lot of thinking involved with stage combat. Not only is it the safety of yourself, but the safety of the other person, still making the attacks and the fights look good and realistic enough. So you have to mask all of your moves that when you don't make contact, but making it look to the audience authentic, as though, it was a near miss.
Right.
Or that it actually did hurt, because everything that we do, if I'm going to punch Chris, I might be the attacker, but I'm actually hardly doing anything. Him as the defender, he's the one who's making all of the reactions to make it look like I did my job right.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's the fun thing. We go to this thing called Combat Con.
Uh-huh.
Look it up. It's an amazing event that happens in Las Vegas, has been for the last few years.
Nice.
This will be the fourth?
Yeah, fourth year.
Fourth year?
Fourth or fifth?
Fifth. I think it's the fifth year. This will be their fifth year. And what happens is teachers from all over the world, fencing, HEMA, the longsword combatants, full armored, sword and shield.
Uh-huh.
Fight choreographers from Hollywood.
The Patty Crane. Yeah, fight choreographers from Hollywood.
They all come together and they want to train the new generation.
Oh, okay.
So what they have is like these classes and tournaments for over 4 or 5 days. It's going to be happening on the second weekend of July, I think the 7th through the 11th in July this year.
Uh-huh.
And we learn from them that what they want is the reason they're taking all this stuff that we're learning through rapier fencing, the folios,
Uh-huh.
everything from Europe, the actual sword fighting. They're trying to teach us that along with the Hollywood choreography stuff to try to bring it closer to what it actually was.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask that if that was a part of the training at all, where here's what would actually happen. Don't do that. Do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance though.
Right.
It's like, yes, we're teaching you to do it this way. And what we need you to focus on is the safety of it.
Yeah.
Where the choreography and the stageness, or even in movies, because even in movies there are times where with the movie choreography they have you take hits,
right?
But with stage, because of the repetitiveness that you have to be able to do it over and over. This isn't just for the shot. Stage stuff you have to do.
It's live, so you can't do another take.
Right. But you can still do the accurate moves and the accurate being true to the form without getting super Hollywood, the big swings and whatnot, because somebody else will just come in and take you out right away.
Right.
You have to, and you want to think about that when you're doing choreography also, which is what would I do, or what would the character do? What is their physical attrition? There's lots of stuff that you have to think about when you're writing the fights too, and hopefully that your actor can or combatant can pick up on that and relay that, especially attrition. Attrition comes up fast when you have somebody doing several fights in a row, like I make Brittany do this time around. Our current show is about a traveler, and they want to. They need the pirates for a voyage because they've found a map and they want to complete it. But the pirates don't just let anybody aboard. And so there's several fights in a row that happen.
My series of unfortunate events that I have to show myself worthy to be part of their crew, pretty much.
Right.
And I have to fight every single one of them.
Right. So you can figure that a 2-minute fight may not seem like very long when you're looking at a clock, but when you're physically going just about all out over 6 to 7 minutes, then you're pretty much laid out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And not only just the physicality of it, but being on stage in front of an audience is exhausting in itself.
Yes.
And people don't realize how. Yeah, people don't realize how long 5 or 6 minutes is until they're up there themselves when they try it. Then it can be entirely exhausting. So, how much of a plot is there to the show? It sounds like there's a plot happening. How much story versus fighting do you have?
It's equal. What we try to do is usually we don't have like a bunch of fighting in a row. Usually we have other shows that break it up. Just depending on what they're hiring us for. The Traveler is the newest fight that we have. I originally was writing it as a Mary Reed fight, having her try to come on the crew as a guy, trying to work her way up and basically fight her way up the ranks to join Calico and Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
But with the selected group that we had at the time, I had to change it to a traveler. And one of our guys, Chris Alvarado, he has great endurance and was really flashy and exciting. So we had him be the traveler when we have our 5-person show.
Uh-huh.
And he fights Edward, then Edward then he fights Bonnie and Mary, and then he fights me. So that made like a nice long show. But we also do songs.
Oh,
yeah. We Brittany is our music coordinator.
Nice.
And she teaches here in Selma for the Summer Culture Arts Center.
Nice. Do you teach voice or instruments or?
Yes, I teach vocals and acting.
Oh, fantastic! Very good. I'm a singer and I sing professionally and I sing for money and
Woo!
many vocalists look at my technique and go, "Oh God, you're going to hurt yourself."
Yes, I know that feeling. I'm always trying to teach everyone. I'm like, yeah, you can sing this way, but you need to learn the classical understanding first, so you know how to keep yourself safe, so you can sing for 20 years like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm to the point now where I sing. If I'm doing an hour show, I'm singing for about 15 minutes out of that show. But when because I mostly do stand-up comedy. Yeah, so the first part of my show is stand-up comedy, and then I do songs at the end. But yeah, if I have to sing for an hour, oh boy, it's a bad morning the next morning. It's exhausting. So that's great. So this show will probably be out towards the end of July or so. What kind of events do you guys have coming up later in the summer and fall that people can catch you at?
There are a few shows that we might be catching later on, but we don't have anything confirmed just yet past July.
Okay.
The thing is we usually work at Hobbs Grove out in Sanger.
Okay, what's that?
Hobbs Grove is a haunt that is top 10 in the nation.
Oh, okay.
It's out in Sanger, California, and we've been working there the last 3 years. We actually, this last year, we had a fight in the hayride section. They have a hayride, a haunted house, and haunted forest.
Oh.
We did a White Witch versus Druid fight where I actually constructed I built a lightsaber into her staff.
Okay.
So that way it would light up. Because it was all black lights and we had lasers and strobe lights and
snow and fire.
And it was pretty crazy.
Nice.
And so we usually around this time start talking to them about what they may or may not want us to do. And if we get enough feedback from the other fairs for October, then we're basically balancing out like where we're going to work for that month.
Nice.
But like we said, we have the Viking Spartan in Bakersfield coming up on the July 2nd. Then we go to Combat Con for that week, the 7th through the 11th. Then the weekend after that is San Luis Obispo, the Central Coast Fair, which will be headlining.
Nice.
We'll be doing all of our shows there. We even have a Buccaneer boot camp where we teach the kids to be little pirates, where they can take their balloon swords and know how to do a basic sequence fight that is safe. Teach them to talk like pirates.
Yeah, pirate lingo.
So we're doing that as well as our choreographed fight show, and our ship will be out there.
Fantastic. That sounds like
as the backdrop.
So much fun. So where's a good place online for people to catch up with what you're doing and see where you're going to be?
We have our main Facebook page right now. We're in the works of building our main website. It all takes money, and this year is what's paying for all of it. Especially after buying a ship, we're a little bit in the red.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Where did you get a ship?
There's a wonderful man named Wayne Boring. He plays Grandpa Morgan and has been for the last 8 to 10 years in the Renaissance Fair circuit. He actually built the ship out of 2 canoes in 10 days.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He made a promise to a lady at one fair that he would have a ship for her in a year, and then forgot that he had made that promise until 2 weeks before the fair. And so he's an amazing woodworker and an engineer.
Phenomenal woodworker.
So he just put this together in 10 days.
Based off of a model of a 16th century Dutch yacht.
Wow.
Yes. Well, he was retiring this last year, and we actually wanted to contact him, see if we could rent his ship for one of the birthday parties that we were doing.
Big 50th birthday party down in Oxnard.
When he told us that he wasn't able to do that he was retiring, we decided, hey, we're pirates without a ship. Let's get it. So we purchased that from him. And like we said, he's a wonderful man, and he comes to a lot of the fairs with us as our honorary crew member. And so he can tell the story of how it was built and everything. But the fact that he did this in 10 days is amazing, because we tried to refurbish the ship a little bit, update it a little bit, and it took us 2 months to just do minor updates. And so what this man did was phenomenal. It's rigged to be very much like a normal ship. When we bring it places, it's all collapsed and down for travel, because you can't drive with the mast all the way up.
Sure.
And we have to get at least 5 people together to hoist the sails, to raise the mast, to put everything together. And you don't realize how much pirates really, or even sailors, what they had to do in order to keep the ship in tip-top shape.
Sure.
Until you actually have to do it yourself.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work, and I think that's why none of us are actually real sailors.
And how important ropes were.
Right.
As pirates, everyone thinks when you find treasure, you're looking for the gold and the jewels. That's like a once in a lifetime treasure you might find.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what the pirates are really looking for are linens and ropes and clothing and dishware.
Right.
Those were treasures.
Books.
If only they had IKEA in the 16th century. Right. Yeah, right.
Had a proper entertainer, like a good mandolinist or violinist.
Right, yes.
You realize how important the musicians are on a ship. They actually have it in the pirate code that if you have a musician, which is very important, that they are required to get at least 1 day off.
Right.
But have to work 6 days.
Yes,
Right.
They have to work the other 6 days to keep the men happy.
I know. I always found that amazing, and I think I may have reconsidered my own career choice if I were living in that time period, just because you were so easily shanghaied. And
hey, but you were never killed.
That's true. Yeah, you were
what we
killed.
call job security.
Right.
That's the true meaning of job security.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, the pirates would flip out if their musician got killed.
Right. Don't kill me. I've got a guitar.
Get him below deck. Stat.
It's like the cook. To find a good cook.
Yeah. The cook and the musician were locked away as keepsakes.
That's funny. That's so great. Yes. That's I don't know. As performers, I think we all feel like pirates these days anyway. Just,
Yeah.
Got to Shanghai the next gig.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Great. Well, I will make sure to link up in the show notes. It's facebook.com/undertheblackflag, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, this has been really fun, you guys. I'm glad we got a chance to talk, and we got all the little tech problems worked out and all that kind of good stuff. Is there anything I didn't ask you about that you want the listeners to know?
We're also being promoted through Doyle Borden, event stylist. He has his own Facebook page with the same name.
Okay.
That's promoting us through Las Vegas and Los Angeles.
Nice.
We can show up for anything. I mean, we even have a birthday deal going on right now that we'll bring the ship out to your house for $400.
Yeah. We'll bring the ship, 3 pirates that are dressed accurately, and we will help with your event any way we can. Everything's customized to what you need. So, I mean, a bounce house is almost $300 just for the basic one.
Uh-huh.
Why not take 3 pirates in a pirate ship instead?
That sounds
Where
way
the kids
better.
can climb on, have fun, and you have pirate shenanigans all day.
Yeah, that sounds great. Boy,
They try to bounce on it. They really do. A couple of them tried to jump through the boat, and yeah.
Have you ever had to do like a surprise party? Have you been the surprise guest at a party?
We, not as pirates, but when we were doing our galaxy events, no one knew that we were there until we popped out with our lightsabers.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, when we went and did that champ camp, they didn't know that we were going to show up. They were out having bingo, and we just strode in and
Made a ruckus.
made a ruckus.
That's great. I was just curious about that because I've been the surprise guest comedian at birthday parties, and that never works out well. It's never a good idea. People go, "You're going to be a surprise guest."
With a lightsaber, light it up, and attitudes change immediately.
It's really hard to be secretive as a pirate because when we are in character,
we're louder than
right.
We're loud. We sing, we dance, we cause shenanigans. We're bantering the whole time. It's really
malarkey.
hard. It's really hard to remain quiet.
That's great. That's super
Usually
fun.
they'll literally have to lock us away in a room somewhere where no one can see or hear us.
Ah, nice. All right, you guys. Well, this has been super fun. I'm glad we got a chance to do this. And I hope we can talk to you again soon, and I'll run across to you at a festival or something somewhere.
I can't wait to meet you again.
Cool, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And there it is, friends. That's my interview with Chris Borden and Brittany Roberts from Under the Black Flag. Super interesting, right? Like, I did not know that level of thought and detail could go into a combat performance. I think that's really cool. So if you want to check them out and find out where they're going to be and all that kind of good stuff, go to facebook.com/undertheblackflag, just like it's spelled. And they will have a website soon, like they were talking about. But for right now, check out the Facebook. It's all good. My friends, there are pirates out there, and it is important that you do not get suckered in by them because they're not fancy pirates with nice hats and swords and breeches like yourself. No, they sit in their mom's basement in sweatpants and eat Cheetos. And they're bad people, and they just want to steal your identity. Don't let them steal your identity. Don't do it. So instead, what you got to do is you get yourself LifeLock. Go to underthecrossbones.com/LifeLock. Click on the Start Your Membership button, and you will get 10% off. And it's cheap anyway, and I'm going to get you 10% off even more than that. It's cost of doing business these days, friends. I have had my identity hacked more than once. Not pleasant, and LifeLock helps you take care of it. They go out and they find out if your information is out in those bad places, in the dark parts of the web, and if they find them, they'll help you fix it, which is the best part. That's the part like the free credit card, credit monitoring stuff. They don't help you fix it. They just go, it's here, sorry. But check out LifeLock, underthecrossbones.com/LifeLock. I had my slash in between the wrong words there. And click that Start Your Membership button and get 10% off. And if you want to get a cool ebook, Alexander Exquemelin's Pirates of Panama or Buccaneers of America, whichever title you prefer, it's out under both of them. If you haven't read it, it is a seminal piece of pirate writing from the golden age of piracy itself, and I've got it free for you. Just go to underthecrossbones.com and click on the free ebook button, or if you're out and about, you're in your car, stop driving first, but if you're out in your car, you're walking around, you're sitting on a toilet at work, whatever you're doing with your cell phone, just text the word pirate and your email address to 94253. Just that easy. Text the word pirate and your email address to 94253. Easy. All right. So we got some comedy and we got some music today, of course. Comedian today his name is Don Barnhart. Don is one of my favorite people. I've worked with him a bunch of times. And he's big. He entertains the troops like crazy, like at least 5 or 6 times a year. He is in some sandy part of the world entertaining the U.S. troops. So he does really good stuff there. And then we're going to have a song from a band called Sweet Hi-Ya, which I always want to pronounce as Sweet Hi-Ya. But I don't think they like it that way. So Sweet Hi-Ya, which is a great band from here in San Jose that I've had the pleasure of sharing the stage with. And it's all very cool. So let's hear it. We got comedy from Don Barnhart and a song called Away from Sweet Hi-Ya.
You guys, we're all the same, yet we're different. Our differences make us unique and interesting. Life is like a salad bar. There's something for everybody, you know? But we get caught up on stereotypes, and sometimes that stereotype's on ourselves, and we don't even get it. A couple months ago, I opened up for a Latin comic. Very funny. You might have heard of him, George Lopez. Kind of funny guy. Front of the club here. Afterwards, we go out for a beer. He takes me to this hardcore Latino club. I show up at his house. We say, bring a gringo, get in, free night. So I go. I'm the only white guy for 20 miles. The club is hardcore. Everybody's all inked up. The doorman's like, hey, Holmes, you better represent. I say, what's your sign? What's your sign? Throw me a sign. I'm like, run, Forrest, run! Well, see, laughter brings people together, man. He's like, you're funny. Come on, next time you come to the club, throw me a W. I don't have to get in a fight with you. Yeah. I'm like, that's cool, man. Well, what does that mean? He's like, well, you're on the west side. So I think it's W for West Side, boys. West Side, West Side. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I've always been your friend. The needs of the many outweigh those of the few, SA. Folks, I'm white. I'm a dork. I get it. But to be the cooler white people try and behave, the dorkier we become. Really, come on. By nature, white people don't have any cool hand signs because that first one really f***ed it up for everybody. Why can't we be friends?
And that's our show for today, friends. Thank you for tuning in to episode 50 of Under the Crossbones. I really appreciate it. Make sure to keep leaving those iTunes reviews. Make sure you're subscribed over there. Tell your friends, all that kind of good stuff. You can get all the show notes for this show at underthecrossbones.com/050. And of course, I will have links to all of my show guests there. You can find Under the Black Flag at facebook.com/undertheblackflag. Check out comedian Don Barnhart at donbarnhart.com. Barnhart is B-A-R-N, Barn, Hart, H-A-R-T. Like the old TV show, Heart to Heart, right? Yeah, okay. You can also find Sweet Haya at sweethaya.com. Sweet, like it's spelled, and then Haya is H-A-Y-A-H, just like that. Sweethaya.com. And like I said, hit the show notes, and I'll have links to music and books and the artists and me and probably other things. All right? I'll talk to you next week. Bye.